Alright, y'all. I don't know what's going on this morning. It seems to be crazy with this back road I usually take. And you know another thing I always see, like when I watch these videos and I look back, I be like, when I look at my roof of my car, I be saying to myself, like, once again, you really don't look at your roof of your car until you start seeing it on video. And I just be thinking about something like, gosh, dang. What the freak has I been doing in this car for the last 17 years? Like, I know I had this car when I was prime Neo. Like, I had this car when I was a Neo with the bros, with Omega Sci-Fi. And if you know how the bros get down, then you know. And I was a Neo back before people were putting stuff all on social media. So it was a little bit wilder back then. Road tripping, you know, you had to meet somebody, you had to go hang out with them. And when all this YouTubing and learning hops on YouTube, you had to go to their chapter and learn that hop. You know what I'm saying? You had to go to their chapter and learn that. You couldn't just go on YouTube and figure out about this, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to go see people from their school, you had to go see them. You had to go see them at their school or at the airport or whatever. So it was a lot of road trips. And I just look at one of the part right here where I see there's like a hole right here. I'll be like, bro, I know I had to punch this motherfucker because there's scratches in this motherfucker. Like, well, you get my point. There's scratches on the roof. All right. Once again, I had this car since my Neo mode. Yeah. That's why first lady always tell me, you know, you could just get rid of that car. You had that car so long before you even met me. It's just you done worn it down to the ground all together. I was like, we had this conversation the other night again. I was like, 17 years. I gotta be loyal to the green machine. Like, okay. She saw some of the video, she was like, okay. It's like, your roof is still messed up. I was like, I know, but you know, this is the life and times of Eric. That's how I'm rolling. This is how I am. You know? It's paid off. It is what it is. You know? The outside look good. You know, got a paint job. Looks good. Under the hood look good. Gotta get some new tint. My tent's so worn down. You know, I had that first Obama tent. Gotta get some new tent. The crazy part, the thing that matters is that gets me though, and people don't understand, is when you have to go into work, it throws your whole to-do list off. Because before I had to go into work, I was getting stuff done because I could easily just go shoot on my lunch break, drop my car off, shoot on my lunch break, go get this stuff done, whatever. But when you gotta go into work Monday through Friday, on Saturday and Sunday, it's very hard to get out and do what you gotta do. Because one, you got kids, they with you. Two, if you have old lady or old man, they wanna spend time with you. Three, you mostly worn down from the week, so you wanna take some time to rest. Four, you can't compact all the things you gotta do because now you're out in the civilization with everybody else because they're off from work too. Five, oh, I forgot, did I mention you gotta rest? That's again. Six, oh, this would be seven, so six, did I mention depending on where you gotta go, traffic may be bad depending on where you live, the wait may be crazy. Seven, oh, did I mention you gotta rest? Yeah, I'm gonna say that 3 times because that's a very important. 8, don't let you have to drive so far every day, because back in the day when I had to drive an hour here and an hour home, I didn't want to do nothing on the weekends but just lay down because I had to get my mind and my body well acclimated and rested before I had to do it all over again for another week. You know what I'm saying? So it's just those type of things just constantly go up. Did I say 8, 9, or 8? Got to go to other events. If you got a kid, maybe you have birthday parties, or maybe your friends want to hang out, or whatever this may going on, or whatever your family may got going on. 9, let's not forget 9, you may have other important things that you got to do. Maybe you got to get an oil change for your car. Maybe you gotta go get your hair done. Maybe you gotta go to the barber shop. Or maybe you got kids, once again, you gotta take them to get a haircut, whatever. Something always coming up. And 10, last but not least, you gotta rest. Because if you don't rest mentally, then you feel like you're having a breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you have to go shopping for clothes. There's always so much other stuff that you gotta do on the weekend that just pops up. Someone's calling. So we're just gonna let it ring out, because you know. And I know somebody's calling about wanting to change my mortgage, but whatever. So yeah, so there's so much other stuff going on the weekend, so it makes it hard, you know. Because then after that, you be like, man, I don't even got time to go get tech for my car. Because you're like, it's important, but shoot, things I just labeled before are more important, because now it's like I gotta take care of this stuff. It's family, it's resting, barbershop, it's this. I've been, you know what I'm saying? Because when you go get your tint done for your car, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. Maybe 2 hours, depending on the weight, depending on where you go, depending on how they do it. It's gonna be a while. So, but yeah, I was just saying, like, you know, you list your order of importance. So that's why when you work during the week, it's easy just to slide over there, get your tint done during the week. Nobody really be over there. Have your computer out, do some work, sit. First customer in, first customer out. Weekend, everybody and their mama there, they playing music, doing all kind of stuff. Just, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So that's one of the reasons I definitely miss working remote, moving around easily. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff. I used to be able to go to my storage, pick stuff up. Now it's like, you go to storage, I gotta pick up weekend to go over there. Like, yeah. It's like I just can't go over there during the week, grab it while I'm over there visiting the store or out in the field. I can't just go over and do that, because that's what I used to do, be in the field, stop by a store, stop by somewhere over there, then go by there, be good to go. Now it's like, I gotta go over there, and then when I go over there, it's like, you gotta spend time, and then you gotta, like, you know, they got the kiddies, it's just a lot. Like, you gotta plan out everything when the weekend comes, because then the kids aren't in school. So that's another thing. When the kids aren't in school, you know, they're with you on the weekend, or if they're with you, you know what I'm saying? If you have other stuff to go, you might want to do activities with them, or maybe they're just in the house with you. So it's hard to move around. You know what I mean? Hard to move around. So, but you just got to figure it out. But that's one of the reasons I like working remote, because you can kind of do those things during the week. When the kids aren't with you there at school, you kind of move around a lot easier or whatever. So, plus on top of that, when they do school during the week and you moving around, you always get you something to eat. And it only costs you $8, $9. It's no longer $40 or $50 because you got the kids with you. So yeah. But yeah, man, we back again. Morning work / Trap Chronicles. I usually like to record as soon as I pull out the driveway, get down the street. But this morning I was trying to let one of my videos export or chop together and then come to me, because last night I forgot to do it because I fell asleep on the couch. I don't even know what I was watching. Last night I was watching How I Built This. I love watching How I Built This. It's one of my favorite shows. It talks about how the iconic brands that we love to this day, or some of us love them, some of us use them every day, eat them every day, how they were started during times of depression, people that have no money, or people lost their business and then end up taking a loan out, betting on themselves, and boom, the business blowing up. Or their business failed 3 or 4 times, and then finally the 4th time they got the business right and it blew up. So I definitely like watching How I Built This. They got like 4 different versions of the History Channel. How I Built This with food, How I Built This with toys, and How I Built This with the Titans of America, stuff like that, the roads and bridges and all that stuff. So yeah, it's real crazy. Now the History Channel don't go into all the backstory of how some of these people are. Like, if they're, I know at one point they don't go into about how Ford was, you know, wilding out, didn't like the Jews. They say he was helping Hitler and all that stuff. They don't go on and stuff like that, but they they don't go on all that wild stuff about him. But they give you a little surface level, PG level. I think the worst one I've seen is when they talked about the guy who started Pepsi and how like he killed his driver that was African American and act like he didn't know nothing about it because he could get away with it back then. And that's probably one of the worst things I've probably seen. And the whole time I've seen the show, just 3 seasons, I think. I've only seen one African American black creator, and that was Famous Amos. And he essentially got screwed because he was too busy thinking about growth that he didn't think about his bottom line. And because he didn't think about his bottom line, he ended up getting screwed, and he ended up selling so many shares of his company out that he lost out on it. So yeah. So kind of sucks. Like, you see one time you see the one brother, and then he loses it all. But there's other people that lost it all. But it just sucks that, you know, he's the only one that I've seen on the show so far. So, and then even then, they had him with Mrs. Fields, and Mrs. Fields was starting hers up, was going store to store, but she was worried about the bottom line because her husband was helping her, and she ended up growing her business overseas, in the States, all over the place. I never heard of Mrs. Fields before till now. overseas in the States, and then she ended up selling her business for $100 million or whatever, which was $100 million back in 1998, which would probably be the equivalent of maybe more than that now. But I always be seeing how people be having like so many stores and have like their sales be $100 million for the year, but then they turn around and sell their company for $100 million. So it just goes to show you, even though you have $100 million in sales and all these stores, I guess it all depends on how they evaluate your company and evaluate your debts to assets and all the other stuff and whatever, you know what I mean? Because I've seen people not have that much, and then all of a sudden their company not be that worth that much, and then all of a sudden they sell a lot. Like kind of like the dude that did Dollar Shave Club. He sold his company for $1 billion, and I think at the time it was only worth like maybe 90 million, 100 million or whatever. They tripled it, or he was able to exit. It was something less. It wasn't worth $1 billion, but he got $1 billion out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's all about the evaluation, what they added to it, all that good stuff. So yeah, man. But I watch that show because it's very like inspirational, kind of like let me know like a lot of these people go through ups and downs, triumphs. They go through heartbreaks. They go through a lot of losses before they get to where they got to get to. So it kind of reminds me that the stuff I'm going through now is just stuff I'm going through to prepare me for my success. Like, you know, that's all it is. Some of them folks didn't even have a car. Some of them folks was riding around in a car that was so old. You know, some of them folks was broke, like lost their house, all kind of stuff, living on their parents' couch, living with their friends. You know, some of the people were just down and out. You know what I mean? So, or they lived together. You know, it was kind of like how Elon Musk was. He sold his when he was working on his first business. He was sleeping at the office, working 18-hour days, get up, go take a shower, come back, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no car, they had none of that. Or, you know what I'm saying, after he started his business, he sold it. He had no money for rent because he put all his money in other businesses, you know? So it's just all about the triumphs that you got, not the triumphs. It's all about the tribulations that you got to go through to get to where you got to get to, man. So that's all it boils down to, man. You just got to put yourself in the mindset of, like, this is not permanent, just temporary. And that's how I always have it. I'm like, this is not permanent, just temporary. Like, me and the green machine, I love it, but the extra funds, I know the extra 10,000 I'm gonna need to fix it up the way I want, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Get everything done. You know what I'm saying? You know, because my whole mindset, like, been with my business is like, anything I have extra, put it towards the business. Anything I have extra, put it towards the business. And I know some people are like, man, you should put it towards your car. You do this. But at the time, my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to. I'm like, I like my car. I thank God that it rides well, but that's not the first on my priority list. I'm trying to be Fast and Furious or whatever. Like, it rides well, it looks good, and I wanted to do everything it need to be to give me point A, point B. But my goal is to get this business to blow. You know, get everything to blow. And you read so many stories of people who got money from their business and they spend it on other stuff, fancy cars, all this stuff. Then all of a sudden they look up, they ain't got no money for inventory. I just wanted to make sure to put everything back into the business. Everything back into the business. If I want this to grow, then I have to be dedicated with it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord know your heart. The Lord know if you're really putting it in there, putting that time in, or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was my whole mindset. Put it back in, put it back in, put it back in. And sometimes doing that mindset, you don't have no extra money. You know what I mean? Especially from the business. Only money you have, extra maybe from when you're working. And then when you have that extra money you're working, you know what I'm saying? You still got other stuff to take care of, food, savings, whatever it may be. So. That's why it's always important to make as much money as you can. So when you make as much money as you can, then you can have extra discretionary income to do what you need to do. So that's what it really boils down to. Make more money. I think I heard somebody say one time, if you feel like something costs too much, it don't cost too much. You just don't make enough money. Now some people may be like, man, that's wild. That's a wild train of thought. I know. That person that said that, they made money. And when I heard him say that, I was like, that's wild. But I guess he got a point, though. It's like, that's how it is now. If you don't get afford it, you just don't make enough money. But I guess I took it as, man, I just got to get out there and make more money to be able to afford all the things I want. Whatever it be, a big house, big car, whatever it be, starting multiple businesses, start a production company, whether it be giving back to my community with my scholarship. You know, I just got to get out there and make more money. You know what I mean? those things will allow me to be able to bless others and be a blessing. So, yeah, because my whole thing is not just about having this and that. It's actually about giving more back. Because I feel like I want my legacy to be able to be like, all right, Eric came through, he made a lot of money, but he touched so many people, you know, in a white type of way where he allowed people to change their lives, you know. People's families look at me and be like, man, Eric helped my brother out, Eric helped my mom, Eric helped my dad out, Eric helped my sister, helped them get a career, you know what I'm saying? I have so many programs that I want to do and build that it costs money. And even though people be like, oh, you can get grants. Sometimes grants take forever. Sometimes they don't give you grants. But if you're able to put your own money into it, like I know I do and I see it, I know the Lord's going to bless it. So it's just different stuff I want to build because I know what needs to be built because I was there at that period of the situation that people are going through, which I don't want to tell you my whole idea, but I know the situation that people are going through. So I know what kind of development I want to get back to the community, and not just in where I am now in Dallas, but also back in my hometown, Biloxi. You know what I'm saying? Just build this little this place that's gonna be able to help people. It's gonna be able to help change people's lives, you know, and just help them out and things like that. So yeah, man, I've been there, so I understand what they're going through, how they feeling, how they feel lost, how they like what's going on. So, and that's one of the things you're able to use when you have the opportunity to have money. Some people feel like, oh, I got money and I just take my foot off the gas. Nah, man. You get money, you gotta put your foot on the gas and give more. That's why people like Mr. Beast are always gonna be prosperous, because it's the laws of the land. You sow what you reap what you sow. And Mr. Beast said he's sowing, you know what I'm saying? He's building those wells in Africa. He's doing stuff like this. He's giving money to people. He's sowing into people. You know what I'm saying? He's blessing others, so he's giving, the law of generosity. So he's always gonna be blessed getting back. And I think about that in the sense where, like, yo, he got his money and then he did that. That's how I be feeling. Again, I'm gonna get the big and large amount of money, and that's how I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be giving back. Do these things, because at the end of the day, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great to be able to buy what you want to buy, but you know, when it's time for me to clock out and go be with the Lord, you know, when I'm 101, I don't want the Lord to show me and be like, you know something, I gave you all this money and look what you did. You just wanted to hang out, be on TV, and you know what I'm saying, you didn't even use the dreams I gave you about giving back to the community and changing people's lives and doing the Lord's work, and you know what I'm saying, you ignored all that. Nah, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to ignore that. So I always tell the Lord, I'm like, Lord, you made me wealthy, and I promise you, I'm gonna make sure to give back, like we discussed, my wealth to individuals to help them prosper, and also, you know, tell them about the Lord, you know. So that's just one of the things, because at the end of the day, the Lord's definitely gonna allow you to be blessed. And then some people are like, well, the Lord doesn't bless everybody. Yeah, the devil can bless you too. And I don't know if you want that type of blessing. I don't know. I mean, I've seen the devil bless people and it come with a price. They lose their mind, lose their soul, all types of stuff. I don't want that type of blessing. So, yeah, man, I definitely say know thyself and get right with the Lord. But, yeah, so that's definitely one of the reasons why I definitely aspire to be wealthy, so I can give back and help others. Because there's so many people I see on the regular that need help, and I feel like people don't really step in to help them, or a certain group that can be touched with certain like developmental programs that can change their lives, but people don't step in because people are like, it ain't my problem, or they don't step in because they're like so far out of touch. Sometimes some people get so much money that they're out of touch from things. Like when you see celebrities that are out of touch from what people are going through that don't have a job, or going through with inflation, or going through with discrimination, they be so out of touch they don't understand. And somebody to bring it back to reality. I know with me, the Lord gonna bless me with the wealth and that all the funds, millions and millions and millions, and I won't be out of touch, because I can't be out of touch, because I know why I have it. I know what's my purpose of using it, and I know that He gave it to me so that I can be a blessing to others. So, yeah, I definitely know I won't be out of touch. I definitely will not be out of touch. If anything, I'm gonna be in touch. They're gonna be like, man, you wouldn't even know he out that money, man. Look at him. He out here just talking to us, kicking it, cooling it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why. People be like, why you want to be wealthy? That's one of the reasons. To be able to make a difference. To be able to make a difference in people's lives, in the community, in my community, the community I live in, the community that I used to live in. You know what I'm saying? Just make that difference. Be a difference maker. You know, I heard Les Brown say one time, you know, you don't want to be on your deathbed and then have all your dreams staring at you and be like, these are all the things that the Lord gave you, all the dreams the Lord gave you. You didn't go and get them. You just settled. You know what I'm saying? You just settled because you thought you couldn't do more. You just settled because you felt like this is the best you're going to get. You just settled because you didn't believe that you could obtain those dreams. I don't want to be like that. I never want to just settle. I want to go for whatever. I want to go for what the Lord wants me to go for, and I also want to go for everything in my heart's desire. If it's in my heart's desire, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it, I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to keep shooting for it. So that's my mindset. Even if it means I got to go through some pitfalls right now, some peaks, some valleys, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm going through a valley now, even though I got to go through some of them. There's things happening to me. I'm going for the dream though, you know what I'm saying? I may not be able to jump out of new whips like I wanted to because it's different situations or whatever, but you know something, at the end of the day, all that could change. Like I said before, the Lord is the Lord of addition and subtraction. He can make all of it just change for me. So I said I had to say, man, anything can happen in your life. Anything can happen in your life to make it change, make it go for you. And then all of a sudden you can look up and go from not having a car on the bus to boom, in your dream car. But you gotta just stay with it. Keep believing in the Lord. Keep believing in your dream. Keep believing in what you gotta do, and just keep going. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta make sure you put the work in each and every day. Have a plan. You know, you can talk all that manifestation stuff all you want, but faith without works is dead. So I try to make sure I always have my plan. My plan is being worked each and every day. Work on the business. Work on this. Write the content out. Create the content. Put it out. Have the idea. Have different ideas. Keep producing. Keep producing. You know what I'm saying? All that, I believe I can fly and it'll come to me. All that mailbox money and I believe mailbox stuff. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. You can't have faith without works. So remember that. But anyway, let me go ahead and get up in the trap. We've made it. So remember, keep living your life, because if you don't, your life is not going to live you.